You're watching SLU-TV. Now, Stephanie Wilga, Cherie Brown, John Castelli, lead forecaster Mary Bester, and sports director Edward Burch. This is SLU News 22.
Good afternoon, SLU. I'm Stephanie Wilga, and you're watching SLU News 22. In tonight's newscast, we'll show your reactions to the cheerleading changes here at SLU, and the Billiken Forecast Center will be here to give you the latest in St. Louis weather. But first, our top story. Some of you might have woken up to your bed shaking last Friday morning. Reporter Kareem Johnson has more on the earthquake that rocked the St. Louis area.
A 5.2 magnitude earthquake woke many people across the St. Louis region. Farther south, closer to the epicenter, the earthquake disrupted a morning newscast in southern Indiana and northern Kentucky.
All right, we are experiencing shaking here right now in the studio. Perhaps a tremor of sorts. We aren't really sure. The whole studio is shaking. Kevin?
Yes, we're hearing some shaking here. It sounds like we have an earthquake here, so I'll have to check that out.
Depending on the location, the shaking lasted anywhere from 5 to 30 seconds. The earthquake originated just north of Belmont, Illinois, about 125 miles east of St. Louis. But the earthquake was felt as far north as Milwaukee and as far south as Georgia. The most visible damage was evident in Louisville, Kentucky, where the cornice work of a building crumbled and fell to the ground below. Closer to home, concrete fell off the 72-year-old Kings Highway viaduct between Shaw and Vanderbilt in South St. Louis, causing officials to close it for a time to inspect the bridge for safety. An aftershock followed at 10:14 a.m., rated at 4.5 magnitude. The earthquake didn't rouse many from their slumber at the dorms at SLU campus, but although family members did call to check up on them.
Well, I just got home from work, and basically I woke up to my bed shaking. It was, didn't know what was going on at first, really didn't know what was going on. I was confused, but then I remembered I was in earthquakes class, and I was like, hey, it's an earthquake.
During the earthquake, I was asleep for the earthquake and the aftermath, and I didn't find out about it until my mom called and asked me about it. And then I was like, I have no idea. So,
Dr. Robert Herman, a geologist with SLU's Earth and Atmospheric Sciences, told me more about how this earthquake differentiates from earthquakes seen in California.
Well, earthquakes happen all the time, and most earthquakes are very, very small, that no one would feel them.
Does this have any potential to in any way affect the New Madrid zone?
That's been the subject of major important discussions every year, and the consensus now is that what happens in the Wabash Valley is independent of what happens in the New Madrid.
Does this sort of quake differ in its origin than, say, one like the San Andreas?
Actually, the earthquakes are very similar to what we would see on most of the San Andreas. What you have is a fault, which is sort of a surface, a plane surface, and there's movement on the surface. And for this particular earthquake, the motion was essentially a pure horizontal motion on sort of this vertical fault line. And for most of the San Andreas fault, that's true. And one of the big differences is that the crust of the earth, the waves are generated by the earthquake. The earthquake is sort of like taking a stick and breaking it, and then the seismic waves will be hearing that, the sound waves that come out. The waves propagate much more efficiently here in North America. The earthquake was felt is vastly greater than the area of the corresponding area in California, elements in it. One of which, given the earthquake of a certain size, a certain magnitude, how does the ground motion get from the earthquake to the site?
Right.
Then there's the next question of how often do those earthquakes occur? And then finally, how big can those earthquakes be? The fact that our department is here, that we've been studying seismology or earthquakes for 100 years, is most likely related to the fact that we had the big earthquakes in 1811, 1812. We still have earthquakes, and this is still a problem that's not really solved, and every time there is an earthquake, we learn more.
Reporting from outside the St. Louis University Earthquake Center, Kareem Johnson, News 22.
The 17th Annual SLU Leadership and Service Awards took place last Thursday. Some of the awards included the Phil Lyons Outstanding Staff Advisor, the Residence Hall Leadership Award, the Student Hall of Fame, the Father Paul Reinert Service Award, and the Outstanding New Student Organization Award. Congratulations goes out to all the recipients. Mayor Francis Slay and other dignitaries met Tuesday to break ground for a sculpture and landscape garden on a 2-block section of the downtown Gateway Mall. The city garden is to include water features, more than 20 varieties of trees, about 20 sculptures, special lighting, and a cafe. Forecaster Rebecca Callahan is here from the Billiken Forecast Center to give you a quick look at the weather.
Thanks, Stephanie. Well, we have an active weather pattern that's still continuing this weekend, and tomorrow is no different. We've got strong thunderstorms heading into our region tomorrow as a cold front will push through the St. Louis region. Some of those storms could be severe, but it's not going to be a huge severe weather outbreak, just a couple spotty thunderstorms here and there that do have severe capabilities. But currently right now we have 70 degrees, partly cloudy skies, the humidity up to 73%, and that wind is gusting out of the south to 25 miles per hour. But we do have clear skies and visibility at 10 miles per hour. Our temperatures this evening really mild. We've got 65 over in Springfield area, and look at the 70s down in Arkansas and northern Oklahoma. So we do have a mild evening on tap, and that's what we got for tonight. 63 degrees. We still do have a chance of thunderstorms as that cold front will push its way through into the St. Louis region, and winds still out of the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour. And checking out our 3-day forecast for Friday is those thunderstorms, they're likely, 79 degrees for a high. And as that cold front pushes through, it clears out our weather. We have a beautiful Saturday on tap with 68 degrees and the lows getting a little chilly down to 47, but you know, it's spring. We're transitioning in between winter and spring, so we are still going to have a chance for those low temperatures. Sunday, the chance of thunderstorms return with a high of 61 degrees and a low of 40. And stay tuned, John Castelli will be back with more news.
Welcome back. I'm John Castelli. Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, the annual student art exhibit is back in Boileau Hall. Faculty from the Studio Art program chose the 100 masterpieces created in a variety of mediums. Observers can take in paintings, drawings, photographs, prints, sculptures, and digital artwork. The gallery is open to the public Fridays and Saturdays from noon to 4 p.m. through May 3rd. This past Tuesday was the 38th annual celebration of Earth Day. Started in 1970 by Gaylord Nelson, Senator of Wisconsin, Earth Day focuses on spreading awareness of environmental problems and ways to lessen them. Stephanie Wilga is here to tell you more about the organization's newest environmental effort.
Tuesday, April 22nd, was Earth Day, and the people at Conservation International, Dr. Seuss Enterprises, and Random House launched an innovative initiative dubbed the Lorax Project. It aims to engage people of all ages to do their part to conserve the places and species that are critical to the future of our planet. The Lorax Project helps generate funding, raise awareness, and inspire Earth-friendly actions by generations of people worldwide. The money raised by the Lorax Project will be used for critical activities needed to conserve important plants and flagship animals, which they call Lorax forests and species. The Lorax species are gibbons, lemurs, red pandas, and golden lion tamarins. And the Lorax forests are the Atlantic forest, the forests of Madagascar, the mountains of southwest China, and the forests of Indonesia. Through the Lorax Project, Conservation International, Dr. Seuss Enterprises, and Random House will use the Lorax and his messages to raise awareness of environmental issues and inspire individuals of all ages to take action to conserve the real-life forests and animals. The book, The Lorax, is being reprinted with a special environmental message that describes the Lorax Project. 10 to 15% of the profits from the book and other earth-friendly consumer products featuring the Lorax's image will go to fund the Lorax Project. You can visit their website at www.theloraxproject.com for conservation tips and more information on the Lorax forest and species. For SLU News 22, I'm Stephanie Wilga.
Thanks, Stephanie. Gotta love Dr. Seuss. The Voices Project showcases its This I Believe project in the Pere Marquette Gallery of DeBurgh tomorrow evening. Students were asked to submit essays, videos, songs, and other works expressing a unique core belief.
I believe that education is the main goal that everyone needs to focus on in life. Through spiritual education and academic education, can we find any source of happiness? Of course, academic education will lead to money, and money alleviates all stresses, but spiritual education also makes us closer to God.
This is what I believe.
Three $1,000 prizes will be awarded to the top entries. The concept is based on the essays aired by National Public Radio. When we come back from the break, lead forecaster Mary Fester will be with you to give your extended weather outlook. We'll find out if we're going to have any more rain for this weekend.
Welcome back, SLU. I'm Mary Fester from the Billiken Forecast Center, here to give you your weather and extended outlook. Taking a look at our almanac, you'll see that we had a high of 73 degrees today and a low of 65 that we saw this morning. Not too far off from our normals for this time of year. And we did have a little bit of rain this afternoon, about 0.14 inches. Currently at SLU, it is 70 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Our humidity is a little bit high at 73%, and our winds are pretty gusty out of the south, gusting to 25 miles per hour, and our pressure is falling at 29.91 inches. So what's going on right now? Well, looking here at the satellite, you can see a widespread cloud cover that just pushed east of our area, and that's what brought us the showers and a little bit of rumble of thunder earlier today. And you'll see here on the radar that those showers are well off to our east, a few scattered showers to our south, but for now we're in the clear, even though we do have another chance of rain this evening. Looking at the surface analysis, you can see a long cold front here extended over the plains. That'll be pushing its way in by tomorrow morning and will give us another chance of rain throughout the day. Before tonight, we'll see a low of about 63 degrees, a chance of thunderstorms overnight, winds out of the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour, and your sunrise at 6:10 a.m. Here's our 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, again, a chance of thunderstorms, a high of 79, a low of 48. And Saturday, it starts to cool off a little bit, mostly sunny skies, and a low of 47. Sunday, another chance of rain and thunderstorms, a high of 61 and a low of 40 degrees. And then Monday and Tuesday will warm up a little bit, and it'll be sunny, a high of 59 on Monday and 64 on Tuesday. Coming up later in the newscast, Edward Burch will be here with sports, so stick around.
Welcome back, SLU. I'm Sports Director Edward Burch, and this is what's happening in Billiken sports. Sophomore guard Teresa Lish was named Most Valuable Player, and 5 other Lady Bills were recognized for their accomplishments at the St. Louis Women's Basketball Awards Banquet held recently at Chaffetz Arena. Lish was chosen to the Atlantic 10 All-Conference Third Team and ESPN The Magazine's Academic District 7 Second Team. In all games, Lish led the Billikens in scoring, 3-point field goals, free throw percentage, and steals, while averaging 5 rebounds and 3.4 assists per contest. So a big salute to her on her sensational sophomore season. SLU's baseball team was upset by Missouri State in non-conference action at the Billiken Sports Center Wednesday. 2-run doubles by Greg Rogers and Zach Outman put SLU on top 4-3 through 4 innings, but the Bears scored 2 runs in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings to seal the 9-4 decision. SLU falls to 18-21 with the loss. The Billikens return to A-10 play for a 3-game series against George Washington this weekend. Action for that begins Friday at 7 p.m. Game 2 is at Saturday at 1, and the finale is Sunday at noon. So come on out to the ballpark and support the Bills as they try to reach that 500 mark. Dan Donegan, coach of the men's soccer team, announced Wednesday that Keegan Smith has signed a national letter of intent to come to SLU and play for the Billikens. Smith was a varsity starter all 4 years at J.J. Pierce, and he captained this year's team that went 15-5-4. Smith had 4 seasons in the Olympic Development Program that has taken him on several international tours, including championship appearances at Holland and Belgium. Also, he attended the Adidas Elite Soccer Program last year. Smith begins his 4 years of eligibility this fall, and we look forward to seeing what type of talent he can bring to the table. Finally tonight, the Lady Bills volleyball team turned in its 2nd straight top 3 finish this spring. The volleyball season placed 2nd out of 24 teams at the Great Lakes Center in Aurora, Illinois last weekend. So congratulations to them on all their success. And stay tuned, Stephanie will be back with more after the break.
Welcome back, SLU. The University News was recognized in 6 areas of achievement by the Missouri College Media Association. Managing editor Adam Tamburin won 1st place in the Entertainment Review category. Op-ed editor Sarah Hale not only received an honorable mention for her regular column, but was elected as the Media Association's president. She will bring next year's media conference to SLU. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. Thanks for joining us, and make sure you come back next week for our last newscast of the semester. On behalf of SLU News 22, I'm Wilga.